football. It's my life, it's my time to play. It's my time to show we can play. My way of showing how far we've come.
We're creating a movement.
Getting girls, scoring goals.
Share your goal on social media. Don't forget the hashtag. Everyone who takes part will receive a limited edition Puma football.
It's not men's football.
It's not women's football.
It's just football.
Same game, same goals.
The pitch is big enough for all of us.
Welcome to Match Day Live. Around about 3.5 minutes until the all-important team news for today's game against Everton. Now, Everton have won just one of their last 17 Premier League games against City. That was a 4-0 win back in 2017, losing each of the last 8 in a row. City have won each of the last 4 away Premier League games against Everton, as many as they had in their first 20 visits to Goodison Park in the Premier League. And our manager Pep Guardiola has won 24 of his last 25 Premier League games against English managers. That was since a 2-1 loss to Frank Lampard's Chelsea back in June 2020. The only other exception in that run was when Brighton beat us 3-2 in May of last season. So you can see the team is arriving at what looks like a very sunny Goodison Park today. There is Gabriel Jesus. He is fit again. He is back today, and we'll be able to tell you in about 2.5 minutes if he's on the bench, if he's in the team. And the same with Jack Grealish. He is back. He is fit as well. This is the first place to get your team news. Stick with us. We give you the team news at the very first opportunity we are allowed. Good afternoon and welcome to Match Day Live. Thank you so much for joining us today. My name is Natalie Pike and I am joined in the studio today by, officially, the 2 greatest SHAUN'S ever in the history of SHAUN'S. Of course, it is Shaun Wright-Phillips and Shaun Goater. Welcome to you both. I don't know if we've not had you both at the same time before, I don't think.
I think we have.
We have,
yeah.
Yeah.
We smashed a competition, didn't we?
We did.
Shorter and taller, weren't it?
Yeah.
That would make sense, of course. That would make sense.
This is what we do. It's what we do.
Well, thank you very much for joining us today. We are around about 1.5 minutes away from team news. Shaun, the big question today is, are we going to bounce back straight away after that defeat to Spurs last week?
I think normally, I feel like that game would have gave the lads a little bit of a reality check, letting them know there's still like kind of a long way to go and they still need to perform at the levels they have done all season. And not to say, because I actually personally thought they played well against Spurs, I just think we didn't take the chances that we got on that day. And as Tottenham has done to us over the last few years, they've gone down the other end and took theirs. But I think we'll bounce back just fine today, and it's no better game to do it at, because Goodison Park's a great place to play a game of football.
And Shaun, it's going to get confusing. I'll do my best to look. Yeah. Shaun, I always love it when you're here, because when I'm feeling a little bit nervous, you always make me feel better. So how are you feeling ahead of today's game?
No, I do feel good. And I feel good because we have to go way back when you think it's the last time sort of the City team will go 2 games back to back and not win. So I feel optimistic about that. I think champions and great teams, this is what they do. You know, they get revived from having a loss and they go, it's not happening again. We don't like that feeling at the end of a game when they look around the dressing room and say, we've lost that game, we've got another game. They'll be in their dressing room and they'll be thinking, okay, today we put it together. We deliver the goods.
Love it. Thank you very much. Right. It is time for that all-important team news. This is the first place to get it. So thank you for joining us. Tell your friends this is the first place. So the starting 11 for today's game against Everton. I can tell you there is just the one change from the team that was beaten off Spurs last weekend. So Kyle Walker has dropped to the bench. So Shaun, I want to ask you straight away, what do you think the back four, who's playing where basically, do you think?
I think Stones will be the right back, because this happened before, and then obviously Diaz on that side with Laporte on the left and Cancelo in his outstanding normal left wing back striker attacker number 10 role.
And Goats, do you agree?
I do. I think that Stone's been in that role, and I think also when we're in possession, I think he'll tuck inside and pull alongside Rodri, and almost creating a block, if you like, meaning the two centre backs, and then him with Rodri being in a block. So when teams counter-attack, it forces them wide. So I like the fact it's a really strong team. Really looking forward to it.
On the subs bench as well, the great news obviously that Gabriel Jesus and Jack Grealish are both fit again, so both on the subs bench today. It's great, just good boost to have them back fit again.
Yeah, it's a massive boost, especially with the run of games that City actually have coming up, including the Champions League games. To have those sort of attackers available gives us a massive variety of options and another massive problem for the opposing team to deal with.
If we're going to go back and to talk about that defence a bit, for those of us that are not as tactically minded as you both, obviously, what do you think could be the tactical decision for, having Kyle Walker on the bench, who's like obviously a natural right back, Sean, and just making that difference? Is there something there about Cancelo moving forward and having the three in the back, or can you give us any insight?
It does definitely give Cancelo more room for freedom and to venture around, especially as he does in these attacking areas, because like Goat said, Stones will tuck inside, Rodri will sit there, so we will always have four back there, so it will stop the counter-attack for me straight through the centre. And like Sean said, it will push everybody wide, and by the time they get wide, normally in that time, the rest of your midfielders and your Cancelo should be back in to have enough place to deal with the situation that occurs.
So if we're looking up to the midfield, Goats, again, give us a thought. Where do you think people will be playing, given that we're expecting probably Gundogan to be playing more central?
Yeah, Gundogan will play. Well, Rodri will be at the base. You've got Gundogan and Kevin De Bruyne. And I think with Gundogan, you'll find that he'll be making these sort of runs in between the centre halves and the fullbacks. This is what he does really well. For me, he's the best at the timing those sort of runs when the ball's on the opposite side of the field. He's just able to make that time in there, and the centre half is drifted inside. The fullback may not have tucked in enough, and he makes these killer runs where he's receiving balls to score chances, or even put them back across for someone else to score.
Now, I know that we're all big Raheem Sterling fans in this room. We've talked about him a lot, and I'm always happy to talk about him, Sean. Some incredible stats around Raheem at the minute. Since the start of November, he's scored 12 goals in 18 appearances in all competitions for City. He's just on fire at the minute, isn't he?
It's great to see. I think he's dealt with everything that's come. There's obviously been... when you're in the football world, there's always outside conversations about form and is he still the same player? Well, he answered all those questions and a lot more, and it still seems like he's ready to kick on. And it's for City, I think it's perfect timing. We're coming into the business end of the Premier League season and the business end of the Champions League. And plus, we're still in the FA Cup. So for all the wingers out there, if they're firing it's like Raheem and Mahrez, it's fantastic news.
Yeah, and Mahrez also statistically at the minute, obviously he's on the bench today, Goats, but he has been involved, this is an incredible stat, in 25 goals in 30 appearances in all competitions this season, scoring 18 goals and assisting in 7. I mean, that's huge, isn't it?
It is, it's really huge, and it just shows the quality of him as a player. I love watching him as well. I know he's a player that's on the bench, but he seems to play the game on a different rhythm. He receives the ball and he's moving it slow. Then all of a sudden, there's a little shift, a drop in his shoulder, and he puts that ball on his left foot. And the delivery of a cross or a shot, 9 times out of 10 is spot on. And when I watch him, I just think, you know what? If I was a player in that box, you're just thinking, yes, he's got that ball, he's going to deliver it. But we're talking about people like, you got Foden, but you got Raheem Sterling that would be in the wide position. And he's also of that ability, of that level to just drop the shoulder and also deliver those sort of quality balls.
And with Mahrez on the bench, it gives us a really great option should we need to make that change at any point.
Yes, the bench is back to how we were used to seeing that, especially with Gabriel and Jack getting back fit. Like, there's a lot of seniors on there, so to have Mahrez on there as well, we could literally change the front three at half-time if we wanted to and still get the exact same performance that the original starting front three would have. And not many teams can do that in the Premier League, or for that sake, in the world. There's only a small number of teams that can do that. So I think for City to have that sort of firepower, it's fantastic. And it's enjoyable for me, I know that, man.
Yes, me too. I fully agree. So today's game is away. It's at Goodison Park. Obviously, the game last week here against Spurs, when we got beat, was at home. I've got a great stat for you about our away form. So City are one of 5 Premier League teams with a better away record than home record this season. The others being Chelsea, Wolves, Brighton, and Watford. What do you think, Sean? I mean, it's close. We've lost 2 here, we've lost 1 away. It's pretty close. What's the kind of difference for you, do you think, in our form away and away from home and at home?
I think Pep doesn't approach games as though, I don't think he approaches games as though it's an away game or home game. I think he looks at the game from the point of where are their weakness, where can we exploit? Because again, majority of the fields are really good in terms of the standard of the pitch. So again, we can go and play the way we want to play, move the ball, expose weaknesses, and get our key players on the ball to hurt them.
Sean, is there any difference for you in home and away form? Like historically, did you prefer playing at home, prefer playing away, or?
It's changed. I think football's changed compared to, I say Golders time because I was like in the middle. So
Like you didn't play this one.
But no, I honestly think it's changed because I remember back when I was playing it, especially, I think at the time when Kevin Keegan took, people used to kick up the pitch on us on purpose, remember? Yeah. Whereas now, you can't do that.
What do you mean? What did they do?
So because we were like one of the teams that started playing football first, especially down in the Championship now, we were the ones that were popping it around. So if we went to certain places the night before the game, they would train on the pitch, and then they wouldn't roll it flat, and then they wouldn't water it. So we just had to deal with it. Whereas now, that wouldn't work because most of the pitches are quite pristine. Yeah. So it does change a lot. But the fans used to be a massive factor for me back, like especially main road days. Like that atmosphere was unbelievable. So it always topped being away from home. So it always was like the 12th or 13th man.
City have an incredible away support. I mean, we have always done, but this season particularly, there's been so many occasions where you thought, wow,
well,
they're loud.
I mean, for me, I also enjoyed playing away because, again, when we had that crowd away and knowing they were really cool, like they ran up, down, everywhere, followed you, hardcore fans, and yeah, you really wanted to play for them as well, so they got you going as well.
Oh, I love that. They'll love that. Right, we've got some stats there about our home versus away record. So 13 games at home, 13 games away. We've picked up 31 points at home, 32 points away, so it is tight. Goals scored, we score more at home. I guess that's kind of a bit of a given. And we've conceded 1 more goal at home than we have away. But I guess we're looking at the goals scored there, Sean. I think it's kind of, I would expect us to score more goals at home.
I'm just looking at that. It's weird to see City only 3 points gap at the top of the table with a stat like that. Like if you go back years, like you said, historically, if somebody has a stat like that, the league's over already. It's pretty much done. So it's surprising that we're even having this conversation, to be honest with you.
Yeah, there's no breathing space at the minute. There's no breathing space at all up at the top.
That's a fantastic thing about, I think, the Premier League right now. I think you got to take your hats off, whether we don't like him or not. Klopp has done a fantastic job to keep the pace up with what Man City's been doing, especially from the stat you just saw. That's no easy challenge right there. And we're still going. City is still going and still got more to give.
I mean, the great thing about right now is the players in the dressing room, they're always looking forward. When you're champions and you're doing well, you're always looking at the next game. It's this game, and it's like, we win this game, it's the next game. You very seldom are in the form that City are, or have the players that City are, and you're looking over your shoulder. Thinking of the times when we played and done well and got promoted. I don't remember thinking, well, who's coming up behind me? I just remember thinking, who we play next? Yeah, we want to win that game. We're going to win that game. That type of belief. And I think that's the same in the dressing room. It's, who we play today. Can we win this game? We're going to win this game.
But don't you think it's harder now? I think when we was playing, it would have been much easier to do exactly what you're saying. But with Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, newspapers are still there. Do you know what I mean? So it's harder to have that focus on next game.
Yeah, players will be very aware because, again, social media, they'll see things. But I think when they then get in that dressing room, it is this game. we're going to win this game. We want to win this game. We prepared for this game. Let's go do it.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. There does feel like a lot more noise around these days, but thank you. Love it. Love speaking to the both of you. Thank you so much. If you would like to ask a question to one of the Sean's today, you are very welcome. Get your questions in through WhatsApp, and I'll do my very best to ask as many as possible. And this is your reminder now. If you haven't already, get downloading the Manchester City app. It is the best, the only place to get your full commentary of today's game. You get the wonderful Alistair Mann, the brilliant Michael Brown, really pro-City commentary. That's what I'm going to say. You're not going to get wound up by it. So that is the place for your commentary. So we have our wonderful new-ish game to play now, and it is, of course, Who's Stat? Gents, have you played Who's Stat yet?
No. You lot just like throwing me in the deep end, don't you?
We make sure not to give them any information on what they will be doing when they get here, in fear that they will not arrive. So, Who's Stat? We give you 3 stats. We'll do it one now, one a little bit later, and then one at half-time. You have to guess who the current or former Manchester City player is. So, here is your first stat today. Clue 1. City are yet to drop a point or concede a goal when this player has started a Premier League game this season. What a clue that is, by the way. So City haven't dropped a point, City haven't conceded a goal when this player has started a Premier League game. Is there anyone instantly coming to mind for either of you?
Someone comes instantly into mind.
Okay.
Yes.
Sean?
I won't share that, though.
Yeah, I like it. You know.
I think I know, but I don't know. There's so
That
many
means he has no idea.
No, there's so many games and so many team changes. It's hard to keep track. But I think I have an idea. Yeah.
I have a good idea because I'm thinking about who played last week.
That's what I was thinking about as well. So that nullified my first thought process straight away.
You're making me doubt myself now.
Now, you may have all noticed as well that the studio is a little bit different today. We have a couple of jars of sweets here. Now, you may be thinking, what are they doing? But it's all going to suddenly make sense to you now because, of course, we are playing Everton today, whose nickname is the Toffees. So, we have 2 large jars of toffees here, and we are going to be giving you the opportunity to win this Bernardo Silva signed shirt. So, it is a really, really easy competition. All you need to do is guess the total number of sweets that are in these 2 jars of Cadbury's chocolate eclairs for the chance to win this signed Bernardo Silva home shirt. To enter, all you need to do is tweet your guesses using the hashtag ManCity. You're going to have all week to do it, so if you want to take a picture of that on your phone and count them and then try and tweet your answer in, you're very welcome, because I'm going to be announcing the winner for you on next Sunday's Matchday live show, of course, before the derby. So for more competitions, including the chance to win today's Man of the Match shirt, get yourself onto mancity.com/citizens. Now, I've also got to tell you all that myself and Sean Go to, the first thing we did when we walked in the studio today was trying to open the jars, which are sealed shut, so we cannot eat them. So without kind of, I don't know if you've given them a good count, Goats, are you having a guess?
I've had a good look around, and although I can't get in there, but I have somewhat of an idea. I've got a method.
Okay.
And my method has nothing to do with the candies. I've just looked at the player squad numbers, added them up, and then I've times it by 2 or 3. Don't ask me what that number is, but I'm going to have a guess.
Why not? Why not?
If I share my guess, I think a few people may go with it, but I'm going to go with 600.
Okay, I like it. I think that's decent, Sean. What are you thinking? Have you
too.
got a methodology like Goats has got?
I don't think there is a method, to be honest with you. I was waiting for you to give a multiple choice or something, but no, I reckon it's under that.
Okay.
I'm thinking it's closer to 450.
450, 600.
Yeah,
that might help you all at home, because obviously these guys can see them nice up and close. So have a guess. Hashtag Man City. You could win this Bernardo Silva signed home shirt. Now, it has been a wonderful week for a certain Sean in the studio, and it is the one closest to me. It is Sean Gota, because it has been your birthday. hasn't it? Happy birthday for yesterday.
Yes, yesterday was my birthday. Thank you very much. I got so much love, even at the club and everything.
And Sean, we got you a cake. Not wanting to give your age away, but happy
25.
birthday.
Thank you. You got the numbers the wrong way around. Hey,
Sadly, we won't.
Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday. Yeah, baby.
Happy 25th birthday,
Oh,
Sean.
thank you.
We weren't allowed to light the candles, but we can do it later at some point, and you can blow them out. So
Very
you
good.
can take that home. You can also share it with us if you want, and you can put it on this table for the time being. as well,
Yes.
so you don't need to hold it for the whole thing and want to take a nibble out of it. So
I know Sean will try to steal some of that cake. Righty will try to nick some of that
I'm on
cake.
a diet, goats, man. I'm calorie watching. over
okay.
here.
I saw you eating crisps before we came on. What's he on about? I don't think so. But yeah, a big happy birthday, Sean,
thank
from
you.
all of us. Right, it is now time to have a look at the starting 11 for Everton today. So, much like City, Everton have made just one change to the team that got beat in their last game against Southampton. So, it is Decor that comes into the team today. Sean, what is your immediate thoughts on that Everton team? Who stands out for you?
For me, I feel I'd have to say Van der Beek. I think since he's gone to Everton, he's actually shown why Man United originally signed him in the first place, to be honest with you. But he's with a good man, Frank, great manager, and was a fantastic midfielder. So there's no better place to be to learn from a person. And I think the way Everton, they just seem to be playing with so much confidence, rather less fear. So it will be a really tough challenge for us today, I think.
And Damari Gray's back from injury, we saw on the bench there as well, Sean. And Dele Alli is on the bench as well. So like us as well, they have some great options on the bench.
Yes, Damari Gray is somebody I really like. I think he's a really exciting player. So I hope that he stays on the bench. Dele Alli is a good player. We know that on his day can cause a lot of trouble. So would like to see him get on to see how he actually performs. But I know how City play. We actually maintain the ball so much, so it isn't about the opposition. For me, I look at their defense and I look at Keane and Holgate. I think those two have got a real huge job in terms of keeping the fullbacks narrow to keep those gaps and spaces, because the way City play, the wide players stay wide, which pulls the fullbacks out and allows those sort of spaces and gaps to occur. So I think they've got their work cut out, along with Allen in front of them protecting.
So Everton, in terms of their sort of home form, they've won 2 of their last 8 home Premier League games, drawn 1, lost 5 of them. Although they did win last time out at Goodison in Frank Lampard's first home league match in charge when they beat Leeds. But everybody seems to be beating Leeds at the minute, Sean. So what have you made of Everton's it's been a bit of a confusing season for me.
Yeah, I have to agree with that. Obviously, under Benitez, it clearly didn't go very well. I don't think the players responded to, in a way, what he wanted to do. And I think since Frank's come in, they seem to have responded a bit better to where they can stable the ship. But there's still been ups and downs. And like God said, the 2 centre-backs are going to be key, especially Allen in there, stopping people from getting in those little pockets. But people say that all the time when they come up against City. You've got to stop them doing this, you've got to stop them doing that. But they move the ball sometimes so quickly that sometimes it's nearly impossible to do that. So if it's one of those days where City are on their thing, I don't think there's going to be much that Everton can do to stop it, to be honest with you.
They used to be a bit of a bogey team for us, Goats. Like back in the day, every time we used to play them, I used to think, we're going to lose. But recently, we've got a phenomenal record against them.
Yeah, I think today, similar to how we played against Manchester United, and because their crowd are key in motivating them, getting them going, and I think it's going to be key in how we keep the Evertonians quiet. So I think us moving the ball and shifting the ball to the degree that it may look laboured to us, but it's about keeping their crowd quiet. Similar to how when we played Man United. Because again, the Evertonians, once they gear up and get their players going, you got Richarlison, who is an aggressive player, wants to get stuck in, wants to be on the front foot, and I think this is a way of keeping him quiet out the game. So I think tactically that may be one of the things that ploys in how City play today.
And I'm looking at Gordon as well on their team sheet, Sean. Obviously, he's a Evertonian, come through the academy, young. In terms of their season, he personally is having a great season.
Yeah, when he first broke through, I kind of watched him a lot, just to see what he's about, and you could see the more he's got comfortable, the more of a threat he's become, and that's when the goals have started coming and the assists have started coming. So he's definitely another one to watch, to be honest with you. But for me, like I said, it's City, man. Like, if you don't have the ball, you can't do anything to them, sort of things. So that at some point, they're going to have to be brave and just say, look, we're going to have to press City. And, you know, this was the first team I ever got sent off against.
What?
Was Everton.
What?
Right? Yeah.
How many times did you get sent off in your career?
Twice. One at Southampton and one at Everton. I was the last man when I brought down Naismith. That's what happens when you play wing back, innit? I was an attacker.
I don't want to get into when I got sent off.
Did you get sent off?
I did. It was the only time I got sent off, so huge apologies. It was a corner. I was around the near post. The ball had sort of run over Nicky Weaver's head, and I couldn't reach it. And I've come off the post, but I couldn't reach it. And I don't know what made me do this, but I've done that with my hand. And behind me was Stuart Pearce, just about to head the ball. And he was like, "You numpty, what you doing?"
The hand of Gote.
Yeah. So only red card, really disappointed. So, yeah.
Wow. I love that story.
So 2 red cards for Sean. So he
Well,
beats
one
me then.
was like yellow and then yellow.
2 yellows, right?
But it was still a red, innit?
Was yours deserving, do you think?
Yeah. Especially the first one.
I meant to take it.
You just take over the team, James. We love it. We love it. Now, of course, Everton have changed manager this season. Frank Lampard has come in. I'm guessing straight away you know Frank Lampard pretty well, Sean.
Yeah, I do. I had obviously the pleasure and the luck of getting to play with him, but on and off the pitch, he's a great man. And I feel, like I said, I think, especially for people like Dele Alli, if he can't get Dele Alli playing well, I don't think there's any manager that will be able to get him playing well, because they play similar position. It's about the same thing, timing into the box, getting their shots off, switching play, and Frank was one of the best at it. So I'm surprised that Dele Alli hasn't kicked on already yet, but like Gold said, just keep all their good players on the bench and just let City do their thing, get the 3 points and come back home.
I just admire Frank Lampard, because whenever I've heard him talk, as a former player, you want to hear the things that he says, you know, and he's honest, he's respectful, he's honest, and he's very often accurate with his assumption or his viewpoint. And this is what I like, and I think players would love playing for him, and which is why I think he will have success in his journey as a manager. But yeah, every time I listen to him, he talks a game, he talks a lot of sense, and as Sean says, you know, he's a great person as well. So I wish him well, but not today, obviously.
Of course. There he is, obviously playing for Manchester City, and now scoring against Chelsea there, I'm guessing. Obviously he played for us, then he went to play for New York City, and he's kind of had a managerial journey now that's brought him to Everton. When you were playing with him, Sean, was he one of the ones that you thought, yeah, he's going to be a manager one day?
I knew he had it in him, but I didn't think he would make that transition that quickly. I thought there would have been others that stepped up to that plate quicker, because he always seemed like he always wants to keep learning and learning and learning. So I thought he would have waited a bit longer, but I think when the jobs that he has been offered have come up, they're jobs that you can't really turn down. Like Derby is a massive club, a great club. He got the chance to go there, and then Chelsea legend, he gets a chance, you're never going to turn it down. And I think for the decisions he's turned down before he took the Everton job, I thought for me were the right decisions, especially the one with Norwich. I didn't think that suited him or his team, and I think Everton suited him a lot better, and he seems to have thought the same.
Just looking at their clip, I think he's going to be so huge for Dele Alli, because when we remember Dele Alli playing really well and being a top player in this country, in the Premier League, was making those sort of runs. There's darting runs in behind defences, receiving balls at the right time, and Frank had done that, you know, all his career. This sort of stuff, this is what Dele Alli was doing. And I think he, as Sean says, he's the person that can get it out of him. And if he can't, I don't think anyone can. I think Dele Alli then will be in a position where people will think, well, you know, is it you? Because you've now had so many managers, and also a manager that scored goals like you as well.
Yeah, I think we all kind of thought the same when we saw that Frank Lampard was bringing Dele Alli to Everton, that he is the perfect person to bring it out on him. Obviously he was a world-class player. So in terms of world-class players to managers, Sean, we're going to have a little talk through a few that I've got sort of noted down now, but your kind of first thoughts around, do you think a world-class player makes a better manager, or do you think it's a lot more than that?
I don't know. I think for me, it takes a lot more than that. I think the one that always stands out to me is Mourinho. He used to do video editing, he used to do scouting, and he just became a beast of a studier, and he just picked up the game and learned how to tactically manage people. And well, when I was at Chelsea and keep everybody together, obviously, when he left Chelsea, things didn't obviously pan out that, but like the one that has stood out to me more, I would say Stevie G. I think for me that was a massive one. The step that he took to go to Rangers and do what he did there, and then to take the step. And I think he's done outstanding at Aston Villa as well. And he seems like he's building a great foundation for a lot of players to come to. I think the signings he's brought in are key, and he must be doing something right, because Coutinho's not coming from Barcelona to go to Aston Villa if that head ain't in the right place and pushing in the right direction. And when you're bringing through players like Ramsey, who is a miniature Stevie G in a way, like it says a lot for what he's capable of doing over the next few years.
We're seeing some of Steven Gerrard there as well, like we need reminding.
Yeah, I mean, you talk about these type of managers. You know, Arsene Wenger was one of those first that never really played at the highest level, but he brought a brand of football to England. And I remember watching Arsenal playing against Arsenal. I remember that part. I think we're all just getting over that. But his style of management in terms of, you know, players, the diets and all of this, he brought all of this, this new way. And today we've got managers that's taking it to another level. I know Pep isn't, because Pep is not one of those that didn't play, but he's a former top player. But I'm over at City Academy, and I tell you, I thought I know a lot about the game. It has blown me away, the knowledge that I'm learning over there, in and around the academy and the players. It's you know, we see that we all seem to remember that time when Pep was talking to Sterling about his body positioning and all that. I mean, I'm getting this sort of information, learning this information. But it's also about knowing what the opposition do when the ball's in a certain place, what the defensive midfielder is going to do, and if you're the 10, what position you could take up to receive it. It is just absolutely phenomenal, and it has blown my mind away, because I think we all watch the game, and to a degree, if you're not around it, you think, I know the game, I'm pretty good. I've gone there and I've just spent, a new level, and I am really enjoying what I'm learning over there. And again, the clubs, the Arsene Wengers, these ones who haven't, they have all played a huge part in the Premier League and how it's evolved.
I love that at 25 you're still learning, Sean. I think that's absolutely brilliant.
There you go.
Are you going to manage them at some point? Well, you might as well tell everyone first, isn't it?
Hey, it's a very interesting one. I think I'm really enjoying the learning, but listen, I think we're all there coaching because we would want to manage. Yeah. So that's an honest thing. But I do feel that there's something about being at City and around City. So, you know, my comfortable place could be at City at some level around the academy coaching.
Hey, you heard it here first, guys.
Check Righty out, by the way. Get the in-depth questions there. Loving that. Do you have aspirations to be an interviewer, a host, to get the delve in?
Definitely not. I'll let you do that part.
I was going to say you were very good there. Don't steal my job. Thank you very much. Excellent. Thank you, gents. I love the discussions and the little nuggets that we get from our guests on this show. So thank you so much, gents. So another part of this club that I absolutely love is obviously City in the community. We are all hugely proud of all of the work that they do. Now, one of their key fundraisers, one of their best fundraisers, one of their most fun fundraisers of the year is coming back. It is, of course, the Blue Run. This honestly is absolutely absolutely wonderful. We last did it in 2019. You do it at the Etihad, but of course, if you're watching around the world, we'd love to invite you to take part wherever you are. Run 2.5 kilometres, run 5 kilometres. Do it dressed in blue. And if you do it here at the Etihad, we're going to cover you in blue powdery paint as well, just because we can. The blue run is absolutely wonderful. Have a look at mancity.com/community/blue-run to sign yourself up. So show your colours and run for City. Honestly, it's wonderful. I've done it in the past. It is so much fun, and you can take part no matter where you are in the world. So very, very proud of all the work that City in the community do. Big thank you to them all. I'm also very, very proud of the equality that there is at this club as well. I've always said it. Obviously, our women's team is absolutely phenomenal. Well, currently we are running the Same Goals campaign. It's the 5th year that we have run this campaign. We've reached over 5,000 girls around the world so far with the campaign, and it aims to inspire the next generation of female footballers. So, hashtag Same Goals pledges to deliver a free limited edition Puma football to everyone that shares a video of them scoring or saving. We're not, you goalkeepers, you're allowed to take part as well, scoring or saving a goal. You have to film it and then pop it onto Instagram, Twitter or TikTok and use the hashtag Same Goals. So we'd love you to take part. It's running until the 11th of March. For more information and for all the frequently asked questions, get yourself onto mancity.com/samegoals.
We're getting girls scoring goals. It takes just 3 steps to get your free Puma football.
Step 1.
Record your goal anywhere, anytime.
Step 2.
Share your goal on social media. Don't forget the hashtag.
Step 3.
We'll send you a free limited edition Puma football. Amazing!
I love that so much. So take part, hashtag Same Goals. Get yourself a free limited edition Puma football. Now, just a reminder, if you'd like to ask either of the Sean's a question today, you are very welcome to do so using our WhatsApp number. Could be about the game, could be about tactically, could be a diving question there. Ask them, do they want to be managers like Sean did? What do they want to do? They're here for you to pick their brains via me. So get your questions in on WhatsApp and I will get as many asked to them as I possibly can. Also, another reminder, get the City app downloaded now. That's where you get your commentary for today's game with the wonderful Michael Brown and Alistair Mann. So kick off in less than half an hour now. So get it done. Get the app downloaded. Now, something else we've not told you about, guys, because, we don't like to tell you what's going on. We've got another game for you. Now, you said you were dead good you played last time when you did a shorter and taller game. So if you partner up, we'll do it as a team today. And this one is about the top 5 appearances of players that have played for both Everton and City. So there's quite a lot. There's quite a few when you start thinking about it. Really great players that have played for both Everton and City. Okay. So we've got the top 5. What we'd like you to do is try and work out who they are. So this is the number of appearances that they have made. So we're going to start at the bottom first. So who would be number 5? And sorry, just to explain, it's 160 appearances for City. They played for City and Everton and made 160 appearances for City. So maybe have a chat together, ban some names about, see who you can remember. It doesn't need to be secret. You can tell us what you're thinking.
Right, so I think. Right, so we
said Lescott.
Yeah, we got Lescott, Gareth Barry, Richard Dunn, Distan. We're missing one.
Well, you've got 4. You've got 4 that have definitely played for both clubs. Okay. That's decent.
How long? Okay, let's get some numbers in some places. Me, how long was Lescott at Everton?
It's City. It's City appearances, Sean. So how many do you think he made for us?
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Sorry. Okay.
So for me personally, I think GB's played the most.
Okay, you think Gareth Barry's played the most?
I think he played more than, if you think about how many managers GB lasted at City, He was here. He played like
Who else
a
did
lot of
you? Who
games.
else did you name there? Think about
Richard
some of the
Dunn.
others.
Richard Dunn's had a ton of games.
Yes, yeah, he did.
Richard Dunn was like player of the season about
Richard
8
Dunn
times
would be-
as well.
Richard Dunn would be top.
So then be Dunny,
Yeah.
Gareth Barry, I think.
Okay.
Or then you might say, no, Distan. Has to be Distan.
Distan
Has to be Distan.
Okay, let's work this because I played with Distan 2 seasons.
I played with him nearly my whole first spell at City.
Well, then he
So he would have to be up there as well.
So I think he. Would you say second? I think Dunny's top.
yeah, so Dunny,
Dunny,
Distan.
Distan.
Then it has to be Gareth Barry, man.
Now, I'm just going to try and help you both. You're doing really well on the 4. You're
Not
missing
Gareth Barry, not
somebody.
Gareth
I know. When,
You're missing,
I know,
you're missing
but I can't.
somebody. Think closer to home.
Close. I live in London.
That is your fault. Have a look
No
at
matter
today.
where I live, I'm in Manchester. Just so you all know, no matter where I live, I'm in Manchester. All right.
Maybe have a little think about today's
I was-
team.
Oh yeah. Stones.
Stones.
How can we miss the most recent one? Us two. Golden
Right.
oldies over
So
there.
start with me for a guess on number 5 then. Who do you think
Ah.
made 160 appearances for City?
I say Stones is what, 24, 5?
How long has he been here? 4 years?
I feel like he's been
5
here a
years?
while,
Yeah, that's
yeah.
what I mean.
Ooh,
I'd say Stones is 5th.
What do you think goes?
'Cause
Do you
when-
agree? Ian?
that's 100 and...
It's only because when Pep come, he didn't really play. He went through a spell where he wasn't playing.
Okay.
That's
You
still
normally
low
play
for him.
45, 50 games a season. That 3 seasons,
That's under
160.
Pep, yeah.
I'd go with that then. I'll go with
Yeah.
that. I
Okay,
should-
they're going John Stones for the 5th.
Yeah.
I think John Stones has made 160 appearances for
Yeah.
City. Let's find out who's 5th. Julian! Julian's 5th! Okay.
Yeah, Phone's going to be
And that's
blowing
who I
up.
called in first straight away.
Yeah,
Let's go.
You did. Jolien made 160 appearances from us. Won plenty of trophies in those 160
Yeah.
appearances, by the way. Well done, Jolien.
Okay.
Right, so if he's...
gotta be
So
Stones,
who's going to
gotta be
be
Stones,
4th
yeah.
then? Think about... So who else have you said?
Stones.
Stones, GB, Gareth
Gareth
Barry.
Barry. But here,
Distan.
hold on. Gareth Barry
He
here.
played loads, man. He didn't. I felt like every time I turned on the TV when I weren't here, Gareth Barry was still running around. Honestly.
He went from black and white TV. He says, Gareth Barry still playing. He said, we're now in colour. We're in flat screen. Gareth Barry still playing. Okay. Oh, my God. Yeah.
So you think... Are you saying Gareth Barry then?
Can we get numbers?
Okay,
back
we need
up
to speed.
again?
We need to speed
Yeah,
up.
We want the
Let's-
numbers
let's see
again.
the numbers.
But
Let's
it's
see
all because they've not seen the numbers. Okay,
Yeah.
so the 4th person is made 175 appearances. That's your number.
I would think John Stones, but
I'm going with John Stones.
I think John Stones.
Right, we're going for John Stones for 175 appearances. Is number 4 John Stones? It's Gareth Barry!
This is
All right, this game's rubbish. It's a fix.
This is a
Game's
fix. It's rubbish. It's rubbish.
Well, you've only got 3 left now, so you can't keep getting them wrong.
Oh my God.
All right, can we go to the top one first?
Yeah, let's get Donny. Donny was playing before there was TV. Then after there was TV, he was still playing.
All right.
Right, number 3, 182 appearances for City.
See, you guys have thrown like a massive spanner in the
So
works.
our choices is
Dunny, Distan.
Donny, Distan, and Stones.
Stones.
So it's,
Stones. It's going to be a trick question. Like a trick,
hold on,
innit?
because
Would we trick you?
Me, yes.
hey, so hold on. If we get them all wrong, is that still a way of winning?
If you get them all
Is that,
wrong.
if we get them all wrong, is that still a way of winning?
John is literally can turn anything
we gotta
optimistic.
adjust the rules a little bit, you know.
All
So
right,
Right, who are you going for?
Who are we going for? Who are we
182
going for?
appearances.
it's Stones or Distan, I think.
number just
182.
going Distan.
Distan.
Yeah, okay.
Distan. Yeah, we're doing this.
I can tell you guys absolutely suck at this game.
We're doing for cliche.
I tried to go.
Donny's the next one. We're getting them all wrong.
I tried to go the other way.
All right. Well, Donny has to be the top one. So
So all right. It's Distan now then.
yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so you're going for Distan? You don't think we're trying to trick you?
No.
No?
No.
Okay, you still got Distan number 2. Thank goodness.
Yes.
I'm not happy.
Thank
I said,
goodness.
Donny, I want to get them all wrong and we win.
But that's what we said. Start at the top. If we've got the top end first.
It's
That's
the
the
game's
trick.
fault.
Yeah, the game's
game's
Yeah.
fault.
Because me and Sean never normally lose at anything when we're playing on there.
All we do
Okay.
is win.
I mean, Sean lost last time I was on. Andy Morrison beat him, so...
Let Andy beat you.
Yeah. It was an NFL game.
That's
Do you know what I mean? That's his
lane.
game.
That's
Yeah.
his lane.
Yeah.
That's his lane. I
Do you know what I
understand
mean?
that. Yeah.
So who is number 1 then? Are you confident?
Yeah.
Donny.
I call
Are you
him
definite?
Zidane.
Donny,
Richard
yeah.
Dunn.
Zidane. Is it
You know what they see him in
Zidane?
training? He was tired. He called him Zidane. Richard
Of
Dunn.
course, it was Richard Dunn with 352 appearances.
What about
well
that
done,
show?
guys.
Gareth Barry, hey? Playing 1,000 games. He says every time I turn the TV on, Gareth Barry was playing.
Honestly, always just there, just coasting around.
Sean, part of the Gareth Barry fan club over there.
100%.
Love it. Right, I'm going to give you a chance to redeem yourselves. We've got clue 2 of who's stat. So we've already given you clue 1. You've got to work out who the current or former Manchester City player is. Well, it's current actually, because the clue 1 told you it was current. So here's clue 1 again, and then we'll give you clue 2. So City are yet to drop a point or concede a goal when this player has started a Premier League game this season. So that's clue 1. Clue 2 is... Joleon Lescott has been quoted as saying that this player can do things that other something can't. Right. Wait. Okay. So that was clue 2. Now, Sean, you're looking pretty confident over there now.
Yeah, we're still teammates. I hope you got it. I hope you got it. This player can do things other players can't do.
He didn't start on the weekend just gone against Spurs either. He came on.
The person you think it is?
Yeah.
Okay. Goats?
Okay, you could tell me offer.
Yeah.
Okay, Sean's having a guess. How are you doing at home? Did Clue 2 give you away there? Let us know. Hashtag Man City. We love getting your guesses in for who's stat. So we're just going to have a little look, a recap at our starting 11 for today in case you are just joining us. So, of course, in goal is Edison, and then it is Stones, Diaz, Laporte, Cancelo, Rodri, De Bruyne, Gundogan, Silva, Foden, and Raheem Sterling, that man that is currently on fire. And that is your starting 11 for today. So just the one change from the team that was beat against Spurs. Kyle Walker drops to the bench. Also on the bench is Riyad Mahrez. Jack Grealish is back. And Gabriel Jesus. So that is your starting 11. So kickoff is around about 18 minutes away. So we are not long now until that 5:30 kickoff against Everton today. So, gents, we've got another bit of a fun thing that we've not told you about.
Let's get the two Seans together.
Yeah.
Let's have fun.
Because they're rubbish.
Are you not entertained? Are you not?
Are you not?
You're going to like this one. I really do think that you're going to like this one. So, Dominic Calvert-Lewin, obviously, as you may not be aware, is a genuine fashion icon. He's really, really into his fashion. Is featured in a variety of kind of fashion magazines. I think his style is absolutely incredible. I love how he puts himself out there.
I don't agree. I don't
Talk about fashion. You got the right two guys on for this one.
And so, this is it. When we heard we had Sean and Sean coming in, we thought we could get these two talking about fashion because clearly, why wouldn't you? So, we thought we're going to have a little look at some players over the years, some footballer fashion. We're going to block the face out and we want you to try and guess who it is. And also, give us your fashion elite experts on these footballer outfits.
Yes.
Sean looks like genuinely stunned like
I'm
that.
like a
what am
plain
I doing
Jane
here?
over here. I'm a simple guy.
Right then, you won't feature then, so don't worry if you are. Right. Okay, let's have a look at our first footballer fashion icon. Now, I like this. I think that is class. Like, give us your...
I need to see the feet, because we need to see the whole outfit.
Well,
There you go.
There we go.
It looks as though it's a polo neck.
I like that's
polo neck.
decent.
That's
That's
decent.
quite subtle,
And-
I quite like that.
And are they chunky boots? But
What is chunky boots?
well, when I say this
What?
is chunky boots. See, I'm
now
going a bit
the
cross with
52
my-
is showing, bro. What is chunky boots?
No, what that is That's a little bit of my American, Bermudian American sort of stuff. Yeah, but I like the boots because it makes it casual, but the upper part is all smart.
I quite
really like that.
I like that outfit.
Right,
Yeah.
I'm going to give you a hint on who it is, see if you can guess who it is. So he recently made headlines when he signed for his new club because of what he was wearing.
Dele Alli.
Is it Dele Alli? It is Dele Alli! Looking
There you
fresh.
go. With chunky boots.
Dele Alli wears chunky boots. By the way, I think Dele Alli can wear whatever he wants when he signs for Everton. I don't think it's anybody's business. Right.
Love that,
next, let's have a look at this next football fashion icon. Who is it? Sean, any ideas? There's some lovely... It's a footballer and his partner wearing a white outfit.
Yeah. That's Sean Wright's era. That looks like it could be Beckham.
Okay, Sean Wright, what do you think?
Don't know. It just looks like someone from Dancing on Stars or.
I'm going to tell you that's one of your good friends. I can't believe you've not recognised him.
What, from the torso?
Yeah.
What do you think I do? Just sit there looking like.
I knew that
I
would be.
recognise that torso. We played together.
I immediately knew who it was.
Stevie Island.
That's not Stevie Island.
Steven's gonna say, you don't recognise my torso. I like the style because he's got it all open, and footballers typically have good physique, etc.
Do you like matching with your
I
wife,
like
your
that
girlfriend?
because if you're in a warm climate place with the white, and I like that.
Have you ever matched with your wife? Coordinated your outfits?
I have, I did, and when we did that, we're typically at Disney World.
With he is. Right, who is it? Sean Wright, you're going to kick yourself. Obviously,
Coley.
it's Ashley Cole. And
He's my boy, but I won't get caught dead wearing that. No chance.
You heard it there. You heard it there, Ashley. Said he wouldn't
Coley,
get caught
sorry,
dead
bro.
wearing what you're wearing there.
Say sorry now.
Guys, send me that picture so I can send it to him.
We're going to hook you up, don't worry. Right, who's next? Another fashion icon. Oh, come on, this is easy.
No.
Come on.
Who's that? That's a joker, clearly. That's somebody that...
Yes, it is a joker.
The only person I can think of that would... Is it a player or just
Player.
someone? Oh, it's a player.
Man City,
All right.
one of our own. Joker.
What era?
You maybe as you were leaving?
Okay.
We had a few of those.
That's 8, 9...
I can't believe you don't remember
She
it.
said you when you was leaving, so...
What, you just cutting yourself? It's like, you're on your own. I thought we was teammates for about 2 minutes ago.
I got you. I try to help out with the torso. Jokers, who was...
No, there was actually quite a few.
Was Barton the Joker?
That's who I thought it might be.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because he would just wear
Whatever, and...
what he thought was in at the time.
Who then? Give us a name. Give us a name.
Let's just go Joey. We're going to miss the start of the game.
Jolien.
Joey.
Joey
I thought it was
Barton.
Jolien.
No, Joey Barton.
Joey Barton. What's that Joey Barton? It's Mario!
Do you know what? That was it. I thought him, but when... Yeah, you did. Yeah.
He wasn't Joker. He was just crazy. He was just on a different level to everybody.
Right, we've got another football fashion icon for you. Who's this?
Yeah, that's easy, that one.
Well, go on then. What are you waiting for?
That was Sean Wright. And Mrs. Beckham, David Beckham.
Okay,
He already... what is it called?
sarong?
Yeah, sarong, yeah.
Do you wear a sarong, Sean?
I would.
I think you'd put
Back
it on.
then.
You most probably have.
Back then.
Right, is
You
that...
most probably have, right?
Around your house.
Yeah, because you're from...
know. What's in your house stays in your house.
Bermuda, innit? So, like, it's all beachy and stuff over there. So I just imagine it's the norm for you.
Yeah, I know. No, I didn't. I never wore that. But Beckham was a leader in fashion, still is. So you got to just take your hat off to it.
Is it Beckham?
Right on.
Are we taking our hat off? It's sure
It gotta
Goodison.
be. There you go.
Of course it was David
Honestly.
Beckham, the absolute fashion icon in football.
This
Yeah.
guy, when we used to go to, match, you have to try the kit on and stuff like that. When we was with the England squad, so it was me, him, and Jermaine Defoe. Of course, he's one just fits in perfectly, looks all snug, socks perfect, short. Me and Defoe trying to taper in the shoulder.
Put it running back. We need to cinch this in a bit. Just a bit here, a bit of a nick
He's
that I
just
talk.
like a glove.
Yeah.
I'm sure you looked wonderful once they tapered it, Sean. Right, who's
Marks and
next?
Sparks.
Oh, now this is somebody that is on a catwalk. So they are so high fashion, they've been invited onto a catwalk.
Is it a player?
It is a player. I'll give you... Do you want his club? He's
so.
recently moved to Spain, but did play for a London club.
Looks quite small there as well, isn't it? To be on a catwalk.
I don't recognise those calves. I didn't play with those calves.
He was a right back. Does that help?
And he was in a London club.
London club.
London club, yeah.
Fashion boys would have come from Chelsea, Tottenham, London.
Neither of them, I don't
Neither of
think.
them.
It's not like that in them areas.
Right, we'll put you out your misery.
Yes, please do.
It's Bellerin.
I would have never got it. I would have never got
that
it.
one.
Now, would you wear that outfit, Sean? Because I feel like you'd look great in this.
I'd wear the shorts. I think it's too much pink for like my little self to carry, and then some other colours in there.
I'd like to see you in that. That'd be cracking. Right, who's next? Right, so this...
Gabriel Jesus.
Okay, what makes you immediately think that?
You reckon
Tattoos everywhere on his head, everything.
So you recognise Gabriel Cissé's chest, but not Ashley Cole's?
No, because of the tattoos. Because I played with him at QPR, didn't I?
Okay.
And he was always going to get a new tattoo.
Okay, is he right? Yes, he's right. I like that. I would wear a top, though.
Yeah, normal people would wear a top.
Well, if I still had a body like that, I wouldn't wear the top.
Right, we've got one left for you both. And this is two teammates that decided they were going to go out matching. I don't know if it was by accident or not, but it looks cracking. Right, let's have a look. Right, who are these two that basically wore the same shorts, a very similar...
Me and Wayne Bridge. I don't think it was in America.
I thought we was a team, but we weren't going to collaborate about
No,
this.
see, I know reason why I know, because I only just gave that top to charity the other day. Yeah.
It was you and...
Wayne Bridge, I think.
Okay, is that Sean and Wayne Bridge? It is! Look how young you are there!
Love it.
You look so young!
Looked like I never ate. Looked like people starved me back then.
Yeah, you've been living the good life
Bridge
now.
looks cool, by the way. Bridge looks cool. The hat,
He's a cool
shades.
guy, though, isn't he?
Yeah, yeah.
Some people can just put
I just
those
think
hats
he's just added a little touch, because we're talking about fashion. He's added a little touch to it. That swag, though, that hat and the shades. Yeah.
Was it an accident, or did you call each other up and like, you want to wear your beige shorts
It was
today?
definitely an accident, but the weirdest thing is
They called
when we
each
went
other.
on holiday, we all just lived in the same house. So it was just however you came out the room the next day, really.
Were you borrowing each other's clothes? Like, can I borrow your
No
shorts?
one's clothes could fit me, especially lengthways.
Right, well, thank you very much for playing on with us. We very much appreciate it.
Being real brief with that, when we used to play, sometimes we used to like these small shorts. We used to take them and hide them, so he had to put on big shorts. So right, he's going out, got shorts down to his knees.
He used to hide the small shorts, Sean. That's horrible.
But they didn't even have tops to fit me back then either. So just by that time, it didn't matter.
Right, kick off. I'd love to keep hearing these stories. Kick off is about 7 minutes away now. So just want to get your final thoughts ahead of the game. Obviously, we've had a lot of fun. We've got to get serious now. Goats, what is your prediction for today's game? What sort of game are you expecting?
My mind thinks between 2-1 and 3-1, but I'm going to go 3-1 City.
Okay. Are you expecting a tough game?
I am expecting a tough game. I really am. But I'm going 3-1 City. I think we're just going to pull it through. We're going to do what needs to be done.
Sean?
I'm actually going 2-0. I think after the last game, City ain't used to conceding 3 goals in a game the whole year. So I think that especially Diaz and Laporte, and they're going to want to stop that and not concede any goals, I think. And if they play the way we know they can play, I think they'll keep a clean sheet. And I definitely know we will score a goal, so I'm going for 2-0.
Yes. Love it. Thank you so much. Thank you for joining me today. Thank you for taking part in all of the games. We much appreciate it. Big thank you to all of you at home for joining us as well. Get your commentary now with Alistair Mann and Michael Brown. You've got around about 5 minutes till kick-off. Get yourself a brew, get your drink, get the commentary on. We will be back at half-time for instant analysis of whatever happens in the next 45 minutes. We'll also be giving you another clue on whose stats, and I don't know, we'll try and embarrass these two a little bit more if we can. But thank you for joining us. We will see you soon.